Okay, madam.
Entire thing as a single string, and slash and also will be printed as the output if you see here. Or else if you use double quotations, slash and will be treated as the next line. Simple. Puts is the method used to print the output, and puts we are using to get the textual output. Now if you use slash and, you should get 3 different lines. But we have, in a string, if you are using double quotations, then you will get in the separate lines. In a string, if you are using the single quotation, this Ruby programmer will treat this single quotations line as a single string and will print the everything in the single line. So this is the example for printing input and output. So we have the line like welcome to Ruby. When we are using double quotations, it will treat as a welcome as a simple string, to as a simple string, and Ruby as a simple string. But if you are using a single quotation in Ruby programming language, that entire welcome to Ruby will be treated as a single string, and slash and also will be printed in the output. So let us see the next one. Next example using print. So for what we are using the print method? Print is a output method. So in Ruby programming language, we have different methods for input and output, whereas print is a output method. Here also I want to print welcome to Ruby. So if I give in the double quotations, I am getting in the separate line. If I give in the single quotations, I will get in the single line. So when we are using double quotations, Ruby will treat it as a next line. Slash n will be treated as a next line. When you are using single quotations, slash n is also treated as some of the part of the output. So this is using print. So next topic, control structures. So next important topic, control structures. So in any programming language, we will have control structures. Here also in Ruby also we have control structures. This control structures is divided into conditional statements, conditional loops, unconditional statements. So in Ruby programming, control structures is divided into conditional statements, conditional loops, and unconditional statements. Let us see what will come under conditional statement. If statement, unless statement, if else statement, unless else statement, else if ladder, case statement. These will come under conditional statements. What are the conditional loops? For loop, while loop, until loop are the conditional loops. What is the unconditional loop? The word loop itself is a unconditional loop. What is the unconditional loop? The word loop itself is a unconditional loop. So what are the unconditional statements? Break, next, redo, retry, yield. These are the unconditional statements. So what we have seen still now? What are the variables we have seen? How to run the Ruby program in Jam server we have seen. What are the data types we have seen. What are the input and output methods in the Ruby we have seen. So next topic is control structures. Control structures are divided into conditional statements, conditional loops, unconditional statements. What are the unconditional statements? Break, next, redo, retry, yield are the unconditional statements. What are the unconditional loops? Loop itself is a unconditional loop. What are the conditional loops? For loop, while loop, until loop is the conditional loops. Then what are the conditional statements? If statement, unless statement, if else statement, unless else, else if ladder, case. These are the conditional statements. So let us see one by one. So introduction to Ruby, what are the rails, what are the variables, how to run the Ruby programming, what are the data types, then what are the input and output methods, then what are the conditional statements. So let us see. First one, if statement. So if statement or simple if. So if condition, then some statements. So statement, if condition, expression. We have two different types of syntaxes here. So see here, we have two different types of syntaxes for if statement. So either we can have if, condition, expression, then statements, end. So if, condition, expression, then statements, end. This is syntax 1. Statement, if, condition, expression. This is syntax 2. So working style of if is similar to working style of if in C and Java also. So the working style of if statement in Ruby is equal to the working style of if statement in Java program and C program. If condition expression is true, statements are executed. If condition and expression are false, statements are not executed. If this condition and expression are true, these statements are executed. If this condition and expression are false, these statements are not executed. Simply, how we are using the if statement in C language, how we are using the if statement in Java language, same way we are using the if statement in Ruby language also. We will have if condition expression, then some statements we will have. If the condition and expression are true, statements will be executed. If the condition and expression is not true, statements will not be executed. So let us see some syntaxes and examples. So according to the syntax, we will see the example. So if, condition, expression, then statements, end. So if I less than or equal to n, then r equal to s equal to n equal to end. Simply. If condition, what is the condition here? I less than or equal to n. Then what we should execute? Statement 1. R equal to I percentile 10. Statement 2. S equal to S plus R into R. Statement 3. N equal to N by 10. End. So we have the condition, we have the expression. If the condition and expression are true, we are going to execute the statements. Otherwise, false. So let us see. So see here, if, condition, expression, then statements, end. So what is the condition there? Break if n equal to 1. So condition is breaking, expression is n equal to 1. So what is the condition here? Break. Break is the condition. What is the expression? N equal to 1 is the expression. So if this expression is true, you should follow the condition and break it. So this is one more example. If n equal to 1, then you can break the loop. Otherwise, break the loop and make n equal to 1. Both we have in the if statement. So let us see one more example. After checking whether n equal to 1, you can break and end the loop, or else you can make n equal to 1 and then break. Or else first you can break the loop and check whether n equal to 1 or not. Anything is possible with that if statement. And see here, if, condition, expression, then statements, end. So in this syntax, condition, expression and statement list are separated by the keyword then. You can separate it by using semicolon also. This is the syntax of if. In the syntax of if, we have if, condition, expression, and we have statements and ending thing. So if these conditions and expressions are true, then we are going to execute these statements. For that we are using the word then here. This, instead of this then, we can use the semicolon also. Instead of using the word then in that syntax, instead of then we can use semicolon also. So this is about if statement. So second one is unless statement. So unless condition, expression true, unless condition, expression, then some statements. This is also same to if. Unless condition and expression, then some statements, and the working style of this unless statement is opposite to the working style of if. If the condition expression in unless syntax is false, statements get executed. If the condition and expression in the unless are true, statements will not be executed. So unless statement is opposite to if statement. Here also we have the word then. Here also we have the condition and expression. If this condition and expression are true, these statements will not be executed. If the condition and expression are false, then the statements will be executed. Reverse to if statement. Unless statement is reverse to if statement. What will happen in if statement? Condition expression true. Statements are executed. Condition expressions are false. Statements are not executed. That is if statement. This unless statement is reverse to if statement. What will happen here? If the condition and expression are true, these statements will not be executed. If the condition and expression are false, statements will be executed. See here. If the condition and expression in unless the syntax are false, statements are executed. If the condition and expression in the unless the syntax are true, statements won't be executed. Means, if statement is opposite to unless statement is opposite to if statement. But the syntax is same. So let us see the syntax of if-else statement. For the if-else statement, the then word here is optional. So if condition expression statements, else statements end. This is if-else statement. The word then here is optional. So the third one is if-else statement. If condition expression, then some statements, or otherwise some other statements. Here the word then is optional. So this is the if-else statement syntax. Let us see the example of this. A equal to 20, B equal to 10. If A greater than B, puts A is greater than B. Else, put B is greater than A. End. Very simple logic, very basic program. I have taken a variable A and I have taken a variable B and I want to check the condition A greater than B. Puts is used for the output, right? So if A is, obviously A is greater than B, 20 is greater than 10 only. So the output will be A is greater than B. So the output will be 20 is greater than 10. A is greater than B. See here. A value 20, B value 10. I want to check the condition A greater than B. Puts is the word used for printing output. If A is greater than B, we should print A is greater than B. Else we should print B is greater than A and we should end that task. Here I have taken, instead of printing A is greater than B, I have taken hash in the braces A, which means I want the value of this A. Hash in the flower braces B means value of B. So what will be the output here? 20 is greater than 10 will be the output because I have taken hash A. I have taken hash B. So initially I have taken the two variables A and B. Values of the two variables are 10 and 20 and I want to check the condition A greater than B. Then I want to print some statements. Simply I am using hash A, hash B, so that I want the values of that. So while taking 20 and 10 and checking 20 greater than 10, yes, true. If it is true, I want to print hash A, 20 is greater than hash B, 10. So that is what I got in the output. If you use the hash symbol and power process for a variable, we'll get the value of that variable. So after checking A greater than B and when the condition is true, I'll get hash A 20 is greater than hash B 10. So that will be the output of my program for if-else statement. This is the example program for if-else statement. In that we have the simple logic for comparing two integers. In that I am printing 20 is greater than 10 using hash A method, hash A value. So the next one is unless else statement. So in Ruby programming, the working style of unless else is different. In other programming, the working style of unless else is different. The word then is optional here. Unless condition, expression, then statements, else statements, and. The word then is optional here. In Ruby programming, the working style of unless else is different. In C programming and Java programming, the working style of unless is different. So if the condition unless else syntax is false, statements in the unless blocks gets executed. If the condition in the unless else syntax is true, statements inside the block will get executed. So if the conditions are true, statements inside the else block get executed. If the conditions are false, statements inside the block get executed. So we have the condition and expression, then is the optional. If it is true, some set of statements will be executed. If it is false, other set of elements will be executed. So let us see. Let us see the example for that. So like this wrong output we will get A equal to 20, B equal to 10 unless A greater than B. We are using the word unless here. A greater than B is a false statement. When false, we should print 10 greater than 20. B is 10, greater than A is 20. Unless I am using means the false statement will be printed as the output. So I have taken A value 20, I have taken B value 10. I want to check A greater than B. Right, 20 greater than 10 I should check. But I am using the word unless here. Means I should print 10 greater than 20. So the else block will be executed. While we are executing the else block, hash B 10 greater than hash A 20. So 10 greater than 20 will be printed as the output because we are using the unless else block. A value and B value are same, condition is also same, and we should check whether 20 greater than 10. But we are using the unless here, so the else block will be executed. So 10 greater than 20 will be the output if we use unless else statement. So the next one is if else or else if. This is same in any other programming language. If some condition and expression are true, then we will execute some statements. Else if the condition and expression are this condition is true, we will execute some statements. If some other condition is true, we will execute another block of statement. All these are block of statements. Finally, if all those are not in the else condition, we will execute some other statements and we will end. So the if else and else if ladder are same in any programming language. See the example. Same example we have seen when we are discussing about PHP also. If average is greater than or equal to 70, first class. Average is greater than or equal to 60, first class with distinction, first class. Average is greater than or equal to 50, second class. Average is greater than or equal to 40, third class, else fail. End. So same program we have seen while discussing about the PHP also. If else or else if ladder is same in any programming language. If some condition is true, one set of block will be executed. If other condition is true, another set of block will be executed. If other condition is true, another set. If other condition is true, another set. If not all these, then else condition will execute. If you get 70 marks, first class with distinction. If you get 60 marks, first class. If you get 50, second class. If you get 40, third class. So when all these conditions are true, respected outputs will print. If all these are not true, if all these conditions are false, then we'll go into the else and we'll execute the else block. So the next one, case statement. So see here, syntax, case expression 0, when expression 1, expression 2, then statement 1. When expression 3, expression 4, then statement 2. Else statement 3, end. So first we are taking expression 0 as the case. When expression 1 and expression 2 are there, then some statement 1. When expression 3 and 4 are there, then statement 2. Otherwise the statement 3. See the example here. A equal to 10. A percentile 2. When 0. When A percentile 2 is 0, you should put even. When A percentile 0 is 1, you should put odd. Else you should put invalid number. So we are writing a program to check the number is even number or odd number. We are writing a program using case statement to check whether the number is even number or odd number. So I have taken the value of A as 10. When A percentile 2 means 10 percentile 2. If 10 percentile 2 is 0, you should put it is a even number. If 10 percentile 2 is 1, you should put it is a odd number. If not these two, you should put it is a invalid number. Let us see case expression. When that expression is executed, you should get statement 1. When some other expression is there, you should get statement 2. Otherwise, you should get statement 3. So I have taken A equal to 2 expression 0. Expression 0 is A percentile 2. When A value is 10. So when 10 percentile 2 is 0, I should put statement 1 as even. Second one, expression. This is expression 1. Expression 1 and expression 2. Expression 0 is A percentile 2. Expression 1 is 10 percentile 2. Expression 2 is 10 percentile 2 equal to 0. Then statement 1 is even. Expression 3 is 10 percentile 2. Expression 4 is 10 percentile 2 equal to 1. Then you should put odd. Else you should put as the invalid statement end. So this is the case statement. So remaining we will see in the next class. Remaining control structures we will see in the next class. Thank you.